What's up, Cancer? This is Soul from Intuitive Tarot. Here to look at your energies for the week starting September 15th, 2025. Cancer, my fellow crabs, I hope all is well. Now, I jumped out of sync here, because the next sign that I should have been reading after Virgo, Libra, but I had to get in here and do this video just to let you guys know, give you an update on the job situation. On Tuesday, early Tuesday morning, I received a phone call from HR, the place that I applied for a position. And it turned out to be very good news that put a smile on my face. And you look at the video last week, I said, I think we drew the Page of Wands, one of them cards there where I said something could, come through to put a smile on your face. Well, it did for me. And I was, given an offer, conditional offer of employment. Wow. As a matter of fact, they are, ready to jumpstart. They were doing background checks and they already set me up for a physical and just truly excited. So I wanted to, skip the next sign, which was Virgo, to do your video, because I usually do these videos in increments. I usually do 6, at a time, or 6 a day. Well, I'm not, wearing myself out, but I wanted to get it out there, put this video out there just to let you know that the predictions that I've given on Cancer's videos came to pass for me. Okay, so I just want to share that with you. I'm excited. Definitely, as more information comes to me, I will keep you updated. But yes, I was given an offer, conditional offer of employment. Wow. So very excited about that. Anyway, what's coming up for my fellow crabs this week? What do we have to look forward to? Welcome any new subscribers. By the way, appreciate you. The deck I am using, of course, will be listed in the description box. Not reading reversal. So, energies here for my fellow crabs. Yes. Cancer. Woo. So, there was a person that chimed in and said something about a pot, the boiling pot, if it's watched or something like that. No, I wasn't doing that. Actually, of course, in the back of your mind, you think about it, but you don't really think heavily about it. And so I understood, the comment, and I wasn't really thinking about it too much. I wasn't stressing myself out, because I'm currently working, and this particular position would be definitely more money, more latitude. So yeah, I wasn't watching. So thank you for the comment. I don't remember the person that threw the comment in there, but I thank you so much. Yes, it's true. You sit around here, but then again, you go by what I say when it comes to, you receiving the magician. When you throw on out prayers and mantras and affirmations to manifest something, you have to just throw it out there, go on about your business, let it go, and just know that it's going to come to you, right? Anyway, so the first card in energy for my fellow crabs this week, we're going to start off with the Six of Wands. Again, positive energy. That you're either moving towards Cancer or it's moving towards you, okay? Victory and success could be attached to anything that's going on for you right now. Some of my crabs may be traveling this week, and if you are Cancer, you're going to be safe to and from. Following that Six of Wands, now we have the King of Swords. King of Swords, major decision, major action, okay? I can already relate to that King of Swords in terms of a decision, and it has to be, I gotta have a talk with my current employer about this other job that's come up for me, and having to let them know that I'm going elsewhere. So that could be the King of Swords showing up here for some Cancers and myself this week. Anyway, the King of Swords is major decisions, major action. He already knows what he wants to do. Very straightforward. And oftentimes the king, when it comes to his actions or his decisions, is it could be seen by others as, cold and calculating, but it's necessary in terms of the way he feels. or she feels. Okay, so that's the King of Swords, major decision, major action. Now, we have received the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords was the very first card for Virgo. So that's interesting. I am going to throw a clarifier on that Nine of Swords, but the typical meanings of this Nine of Swords is having to deal with unresolved conflicting energies, Cancer, from your recent past, distant past. This is a card that's always, talks about betrayals, feeling ashamed about something. Could be any forms of abuse that you may be undergoing, physical, mental, verbal. And then also too, feeling very anxious, very nervous, possibly not getting a good night's sleep. Some sort of form of deceit may be surrounding you, lies, deception, all that crazy stuff, right? Seeking some sort of relief through any means of prescription medication, if necessary, to decrease anxiety, depression. If it's non-prescription medication, it could be drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, anything that's going to help you, Cancer, to relieve this pain and suffering that's usually done in silence. All right. Now, just because the Nine of Swords is here, let me just be clear, throwing a disclaimer here that it's not going to be for everybody, but also too, I stretch the energy out to say that it could be, if it's not something that affects us or impacts us this week, it could be that you just know somebody who is dealing with some sort of, it could be physical barriers or blockages. And I usually often assign someone that you may know is incarcerated. All right. So, but anyway, why did the Nine of Swords show up here for Cancer spread this week? See if we can get some sort of clarity on that. Why did that Nine of Swords show up in our spread? All right, so it could be, yeah. Now, I just said that the card that clarified Virgo's Nine of Swords was the Star card, and I said, well, maybe somebody's hopes, wishes, or dreams have become diminished or will be diminishing, and maybe this is what, the reaping from that energy of having to, plan something or wishing upon something and it doesn't turn out the way that they expected them to. Same energy may apply to us here, Cancer, the Three of Cups. It's about joy, happiness, right? So joy, happiness gets diminished, or there's some sort of form of celebration that you may have been looking forward to, and it's causing some sort of, it could be causing some, now that, the celebration still could be taking place, but it may be creating some sort of anguish for you, though, with the Nine of Swords as the base card. And, whether or not it's, related to your recent or your distant past, there's some form of diminishing happiness going on here, joy, celebration. Now, the cups represents love and relationships, so I feel that it could be involved with family, could be involved with friends, it could be involved with romantic partners. All right, so that's what I'm going to say there. Now, keep in mind, nothing I say is set in stone, so I feel that there's some sort of diminished happiness, or there's some sort of unresolved, conflicting energies related to a Cancer who maybe was potentially looking for some sort of happiness, and either it has yet to arrive or come, or it has come or will come, and then something happens. So hopefully it's not something too bad. But anyway, next card up after Three of Cups here, Cancer, Five of Wands. Five of Wands, projection of energy that may come onto you from others. This is usually, related to squabbles, pats, or spats, I'm sorry, not pats, spats. Disagreements, it's petty. It's usually the energy that's what's going on with them as opposed to what's going on with you. Don't draw yourself into that energy. As quickly as this energy may come to you from others, it will go away if you just, avoid it or ignore it. If it's not that energy that you experience this week, Cancer, then it could be just a moment, any day, any hour of the week that you feel some sort of restlessness, and that too shall pass. All right, so following the Five of Wands, now we have the major arcana, the Moon. All right, so the Moon It's all about that intuition, right, Cancer? So pay attention to your intuition. Make sure that you are trusting the process of what you feel in your gut the first time, because that's the correct answer. And the voices that you hear, usually you have to separate the ego voice from the voice of guidance. And usually the voice of guidance comes through with, the energy of love, not the ego when it tick for tack. The ego usually does the tick for tack, So pay attention to your intuition. There is a cycle of energy that's moving away from us, ending, and a new cycle is about to open up for us. Also, too, making sure that we are putting a check on our emotions this week, Cancer, because, this is part of our energy. So the moon is very influencing on our energy. You know that. So I don't know if we're due for a full moon or I keep saying a full moon. This is just the moon. It could be a new moon. It could be a full moon or whatever. But, the moon overall places an impact on our emotions. So just be careful, making sure that you are balancing your emotions this week. Secrets are revealed. Things that you didn't know come to light or illuminated for you. This is any forms of likes and crushes that could be, taking place as well. Also, to the moon in itself is the card that if you receive it, it's, you could be already receiving that energy from those people that you are near and dear to, family members, friends, romantic partners. All right. So the moon is not a bad card in itself. It all depends because it's very fluent in terms of, it's very watery. And so that's why I said always make sure that you're checking on your emotions and stuff because it has a tendency to trip us up too high, too low. All right, so following the major arcana of the moon, now we have the Four of Cups. All right, so the Four of Cups is in the form of celebrations, birthdays, anniversaries. Don't mind the Three of Cups because that's the clarifier for the Nine of Swords, and Nine of Swords only. It's not in your normal spread here. Socializing with family members, friends, romantic partners. Sometimes that celebration, whether it's birthdays, anniversaries, could be taking place inside of restaurants or diners. Spending quality time with those people that you are near and dear to. Up next is the Eight of Swords now. Eight of Swords underneath the Nine of Swords. That's interesting. So she's blindfolded. She's surrounded by the sword. She's tied up. Now, that's not as bad as you may put it out there to be, Cancer. You can see yourself and way out of any situation, okay? There's a trick side to this Eight of Swords, and I always, suggest to you not to, again, place any types of unnecessary energy into the mind. And if it's, specific about a situation, person, or event, don't do yourself a disservice by things that have yet to occur or will, never occur. And if they do occur, they never seem to turn out the way that you have configured it out in your mind. So that's the trick side of the Eight of Swords. The other part of the Eight of Swords is I often get a break in communication with family members, friends, and romantic partners, and whether they're near or far. Okay, so this is, anxiety, this is fear, this is doubt, could be sleepless nights or whatever. Okay, but work on those energies if it's the energy that you are dealing with this week or have to deal with this week. Again, you can see yourself out of any given situation. All right, so the card up next here for you after that is the Eight of Cups. Interesting, no drama. So this is a no drama week for Cancers, okay? Your back is to those cups. Whatever you may have dealt with in the recent past, you're walking away from it. You don't want to deal with it this week, so this is a no drama week for you. On top of the major arcana of the moon for you, Cancer, now we have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords, favored like the Six of Wands, positive movement forward, but there could be some sort of negative energy that's moving away from you, Cancer. That energy may be calming down. Things are, quieting up. Now, usually with the Six of Swords, I feel, not only traveling that could be involved, and if you are, you're going to be safe to and from, just like the Six of Wands. But the King of Swords is here, major decision, major action. Some Cancers I'm reading for may be, considering, thinking about making some sort of move or, to another relocation. But there's some sort of physical move that I feel that could be taking place that Cancers want to do. Some Cancers. Top of the Four of Cups, now we have the Four of Wands. Okay, so there we go. Cancer, this again, too, is about happiness celebrations. And usually the happiness and celebrations is with that of others. It's like the Four of Cups. This I read as proposals, engagements, weddings, couples who are romantically linked, maybe moving in with one another, taking their relationship a step further through any types of proposals or engagements, marriage. Family members could be, thinking about moving in with one another, could be friends. All right. So that's the Four of Wands, happiness. On top of the Eight of Swords, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So the money is looking good. Okay, so this is the card that represents big money, inheritances. Could be a job offer, pay raise, substantial bonus money. All right, even number of pentacles. So money coming towards us. Any risk-taking Cancer out there that likes to do, well, it's a shame we didn't get nobody, I think it was Texas or Missouri. They had two winners. And I think one person had lucked out and won $1 million in New Jersey. It's always in these far away places. Now I say far away because I don't know where you live, but I know I live in Pennsylvania, and there's always other states and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm happy for them. There's not a shortage of money. So I don't worry about that. It was meant for whoever received it. But anyway, if you are a risk taker and you like to do gambling, casino run, scratch offs, lottery, just play responsibly. But this is big money Cancer. Okay. Now, usually when I draw the Ten of Pentacles, I don't talk about it that much. This is usually oftentimes comes in the form of, unexpected resources, money that could be coming to you, okay? And I'm not going to say out of the blue because, nothing really, let me be careful about that. Things do happen out of the blue, so I don't want to say money just drops out of the sky or something like that. No. Usually with the Ten of Pentacles and what I'm trying to say here, Cancer, is there's money coming towards you in some fashion from some source, all right? Last card I have for you on the top of the Eight of Cups, we're going to finish off with there's another big money card. Okay, so 2 tens in the reading is very auspicious energy. Look at that. So the Wheel of Fortune, stroke of luck, fate and destiny. Anything that was unfortunate for you, Cancer, may turn around for you and be in your favor. Again, like if you're the best, the risk taker when it comes to gambling, just play responsibly here. Look at that. You got 2 big money cards here. Stroke of luck. So it's a lucky week for us, Cancer. You have to look at it that way. Fate and destiny also is assigned to this energy here. So you could be, out and about and something just happens to you that you were fated for it to happen to you or destined to happen to you. So yeah. Okay. So it's not a bad energy this week. Don't focus on that Nine of Swords. Again, it's not going to be for everybody. It may, again, just be for, somebody who could understand, especially with, and the clarification that I've gave may not be to what the person or persons may be going through, but I feel that there's some sort of diminished happiness here. Something happens related to some sort of celebrations. Now, the celebrations could be something that could have related to something that occurred in the past, or it could be something that you're dealing with right now. All right. With that said, Cancer, you guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please comment. I love to read the comments. Have a safe, great week ahead. Always come back to get more of these messages from me, Cancer, and I'll talk to you real soon. Oh, I did want to mention too, I don't think Cancer, the other signs, I don't remember what signs received that tower, but then the tower showed up twice, I believe, 2 or 3 times. And I always talk about how the tower may just show up in your spread, but it may not be something that affects or impacts you, but it may be just showing up for me to talk about it. And, the worst things could possibly happen. And if you guys were aware that, I believe his name was Charlie Kirk. He got, someone shot him and he died from the wound. So that's the tower speaking. Okay. Crazy, unexpected, shocking. And so when I say, the tower shows up in your spread, it may not be something that occurs for you personally. It may be outside of you. You may hear about it. And, to a lot of people, that situation that happened with him was shocking and was devastating, right? Okay. So that's what I wanted to explain. But anyway, Cancer, have fun this week. Come back here and get more of these messages from me, and I'll talk to you real soon. Ciao.